Hey beautiful, so it's been a long minute since I did the Mac video about the Mac girl doing my makeup and just about my funny story. So I did want to do an update since I did go back and I did conversate with the manager. So let's get started. So I went into the Mac after I was talking to you guys on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, because a lot of you were like, hell no girl, I would have lost my patience. And let me just tell you, okay, I wanted to shake it off. I didn't want the girl to get to me because I was just like, you know what, I don't want to ruin this day for Rudy. Some of you were like, you know what, you were such a pushover, you're so stupid, like you guys went in on me, okay? And I was just like, what the hell, like stop, like why are you so mean, you know? But I could see why some of you said what you guys said, even though it was rude. But I understood why. And then there's some of you who were really nice and were just like, wow, like, you know, that takes a lot of patience. And there was more nicer comments than there was mean. So I do appreciate you guys I do appreciate the ones who, you know, understood why I didn't really like speak up and I was just like laughing about it, you know, because at the end of the day, it's just funny. It's just like, that seriously like was a wow moment. It was just seriously like a moment for me where I was just like, am I getting punked? Like, it was just one of those moments where you're just like, you're speechless, basically. So, anyways, after the video, I did go back, like a week later or a couple of days. I'm not 100% sure. But I went back and I was going to go see if the lady was there so I could talk to her and tell her, you know, like, what you did wasn't cool. Because there was a few comments where you guys did really make sense. You guys said like, you know what, you made it seem like it was okay and you tipped her, so the next person that she's gonna think that she can talk to them like shit, and what if that person can't laugh it off like you did? So that was a really valid point. So I was like, you know what, that's right, because you never know, like let's just say a teenager comes in and she's just a total bitch to that person and she just goes home and it just like ruins her whole day and she couldn't, you know, shake it off or laugh about it, because sometimes people can like, you know, shake shit off and like that was funny, like whatever, like she was a pendeja, you know, and then others are just like their whole day is ruined. So I did take that into consideration. So I did go back and I wanted to talk to the manager about the situation, and I did want to talk to the lady who did my makeup as well. So I went back and I was talking to the manager. I explained my situation. She apologized, and after the conversation, she said she knew who I was talking about. Hold on. She knew who I was talking about, and it just kind of took me by surprise. So I was like, okay, in my head, like, does this person act this way? So it wasn't just like a bad, shitty day she was having. She was just, you know, rude. And so she said she knew exactly who I was talking about. I guess after I left, some ladies who were getting their makeup done, they seen how she was being really rude, and I guess even the Mac girls who were doing their makeup, they were just kind of like disgusted, and they were just like really surprised how I still tipped her and I was like nice about it and I wasn't rude or anything. So I guess they went to the manager and they were telling her like, oh, so and so was very rude, and she was lucky that the customer wasn't, you know, snappy with it and told her to, you know. So she told me that she no longer does makeup on customers. The only thing that she can do is just sell behind the counter and just help people that way. And she was, you know, put back into training with the whole makeup and customer service and all that. So that made me feel a lot better. And we conversated. She asked me if I wanted to get my makeup done again, and I said no, that I just wanted to come back in because, you know, I did talk about it on YouTube. And then she started laughing and she said, you know, that she understands why I did what I did, and if it was her, she would have just told her off. And I was telling her like, yeah, you know, trust me, I wanted to, but I didn't want to ruin it. And that's what some people don't get. Okay, I'm crazy. Okay, I really am. Like, if it was like another day, I would have told her like, hey pendeja, like what's up, like what is your deal? Especially how she hit me with, oh, cause you work at Mac. I would have been like, no pendeja, but you know, I would have got really, I would have got, I guess, not ghetto, but I would have told her like, yeah, and you know, like what's up. But I didn't want to go there, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because back in the day I was really mouthy, and it does take a lot for me to get triggered. now, but before anything would trigger me, like a look or stare or a snobby comment, I'd be like, what's up? Like, okay, and say it again. Like, I didn't care about the consequences. And now I have to set an example for 4 babies plus Noah, so 5 babies, and my brother who's living with me. So I have to set an example, because let's say I did get ghetto and things, you know, got out of hand. Because once I go off, there's no limit. There's no stop. Like, stop. You know, there's no nothing. And I know that. As an adult now, I know that. Like, I know that I can't let someone get under my skin. Look at this. I can't let someone get under my skin, because I know that I got no chill button. I got no chill mode. I got no stop it, you know? I just keep going. And yeah, like, I just had to, like, you know, talk to myself, like, you know what, just laugh about it, because at the end of the day, what's gonna happen? You know, if you do pop off and you say something to her, she says something back, because obviously, for one, this girl is snobby. She thinks that, you know, what she's doing is okay, and for two, I have babies, okay? And if something, let's just say we get ghetto, she says something, I say something, and something happens, you know, I smack the brush out of her hand or something, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I would be the one looking like a fool, because I'm the one who has to get escorted. They're not going to be like, oh, the Mac girl's crazy, let's escort her. No, it's the customer's crazy, let's take her outside, kind of thing. And that's embarrassing, especially because I have friends who work in the mall, so that's just going to look bad. You know what I mean? Especially because I do go there in the mall and I talk to the girls and stuff that I know, and it would just look really bad. And I didn't want any of that. So, you know, I'm proud of myself for not popping off, because when I did come home and I was, like, you know, talking to you guys about it, and after reading the comments, you guys kind of got me, like, umped up too, like, yeah, I should have said something, but I was just like, you know what, whatever. And she did tell me that we can record, because I brought that up. I was like, she said I couldn't record or Snapchat because she was going to end, like, the makeup. And she said no, that the only reason why that they do that sometimes is because if the person is, like, you know, new and really uncomfortable, then okay, you know, if I'm like, okay, and I want to be nice about it, but at the end of the day, I still could have recorded. But that they don't do that when, like, new makeup's coming out and all that bunch of stuff. So I was like, okay. And then I went to another Mac store, and she kind of said something different, that, you know, they really don't like recording. It's their rules, and every Mac is different. So I was just like, okay. So basically, it's like, you know, if you can record and they're not going to say anything, then cool. But if they are, be polite and put it away. So I was like, all right, you know, I respect that. So that was cool. And we were just conversating. Like, the manager was really, really nice. And I don't want people to think, like, just because I did the Mac video, that, like, every Mac girl's, like, mean, you know, because they're not. But there is some who are snobby. Like I said, I do have to wear makeup when I go in there, because they just look at you different, and that's just how it is. Me and Eileen went to the Mac not that long ago, and we seriously stood there swatching products, and we just seen the girl look at us, and she just looked at us. She didn't come over and help. But then you have those moments where you do go and you get someone who doesn't care if you're wearing makeup, or, you know, they don't care how you look. They're just like, you know what, for all we know, she could be a billionaire, so hey, can I help you? You know, that kind of thing. So it's not all the time that you get shitty customer service at Mac. There is the ones who really do like their job and they do take it seriously. So just wanted to put that out there, because there was some people commenting who did work at Mac, like, oh, this gives us a bad name. And I was just like, it's not even like that. And for the girl who told me that I was garbage because I was talking about it, I'm just like, really? Like, stop. Like, it has nothing to do with that. Like, if you guys know me, a lot of you have met me, I'm not like that. Like, I'm not going to judge you. Like, me and you can be bumming out together. I'm not going to be like, well, you're wearing slippers and I'm wearing shoes. No, like, we're cool. We're friends. I'm going to treat you the same. Like, it's not even anything like that. But, yeah. So, like, to me, it was just, like, funny. I'm glad I went back and I got to talk to the girl and, you know, just explain the situation. Well, not the girl, the manager. I did ask if the girl was there, and she just said that she wasn't working that day, that if I wanted, I can come back the next day. But I seriously didn't want to go and chase her down, so all I did was ask if I could write a letter, and she said that she would pass it along. And basically, all I just put in the letter was just that, you know, just explain to her and stuff that, like, I didn't appreciate the customer service, that, you know, what she did was kind of rude, and just explain how, you know, how I understand how she might have took it, me telling her that it was a yellow, not a pink undertone, how she might have took it like, oh, okay, like, she thinks she's cool because she did this or whatever. And it was nothing like that. It's just like, I just wanted my makeup to be done so that I wouldn't have to come home and take it off, you know? So I didn't want her to think that I was disrespecting her. But come to find out, my friend who works like by Mac, and I'm not gonna say where, she works by Mac, I guess she knows the girl who did my makeup, because I guess the girl was like, yeah, this lady came in, and I was just like bitchy to her because she was acting like she knew what she was talking about, and she was like, oh, she tipped me $30. My friend was like, are you talking about Alexis Jayda? And she was like, I don't know. And it was kind of like, okay, when she was telling the story, because I was like, oh, really? And she was like, are you talking about Alexis Jayda? She's like, she did a video about you. And I guess the girl was like, oh, hell no, she better not have said my name. She better not have did this. She better not have been recording. I guess she still was being snobby about it. And my friend was like, no, watch the video. And I guess after the girl watched the video, she was like kind of embarrassed, I guess, because my friend said she got red and everything, and she was like reading the comments how people were like, oh, hell no, I would have done this, would have done that, like, oh, you know, if I was getting my makeup done and I was right by you, I would have put her in her place. So I guess her reading that, she kind of was like, you know, quiet and I guess red. And I was like thinking, like, I hope after she watched the video and she read the comments that she thinks, you know, she thinks about next time, like, okay, what if this customer does YouTube too, and she's gonna do a video about me, but this time she's gonna mention my name, you know, because I could have been rude as hell about it, and I could have been like, she works here and she wears this when I seen her, and her name is this, and this is how she looks, her hair, this and that and that. But I didn't, you know, because I didn't want that, you know. I just want to tell you guys my experience and give you guys a funny story. So yeah, my friend said she was just like really red and she was like really quiet, like, oh, all right. So my friend was like laughing because she was like, first she was like, oh, she better da 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 da, but as soon as she, you know, heard how, you know, how horrible she was and she read the comments, she was kind of like quiet, and she was just like, well, I gotta get back to work. And I guess like she was just, you know, feeling kind of dumb. And it's just like, oh well, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not famous on YouTube or anything, but there is a few of you, fam bam, who, you know, were like, oh, hell no, like, that is not cool. And, you know, it is true. What if there was someone next to me and they seen how, like, how the girls were telling, like, you know, the manager and stuff, like, she was treating her really badly. Like, what if they would have spoken up and been like, hey, like, you better calm down, or said something, you know what I mean? Like, you know how embarrassing that would have been? So yeah. And a few of you are asking too, like, why did you give her $30? Well, because I do makeup on people too, and it is time consuming, you know. Even though she was rude and everything, it was time consuming, and she was telling me how she, like, works off her tips and stuff, and then comes to find out, like, you're not supposed to take tips, and I didn't even know that. And I was just like being nice, because, you know, when you get your nails done, you give, you know, the money. And you know, you don't just give them money for, like, the nails, but you give them for the tip because of their customer service. And, you know, if you like how the nails came out, you give them a little extra more, like, here you go. And yeah, so I didn't know anything about that. And I guess if she took it, she could have got fired. But my friends that have gotten their makeup done there too, they say that they tip them too. So I don't know if that's like in all the Macs or what, but I did tip her the $30 just because how she did tell me about the tips and everything. And I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna tip her 30, just because when she's spending that 30, I hope she realizes and stuff, like, man, I was really rude, you know. Like, maybe if I would have been nicer, maybe she would have tipped me more, or who knows, maybe she was just like, oh, she's a dumb, you know, and I got $30 out of it. Because, you know, Ree was kind of mad. Like, are you serious? Like, she was so rude to you, and you're gonna give her $30. Like, you're gonna make it seem like her attitude was okay. And I really didn't think about it like that. You know, I really was just trying to be like, you know what, here. Because, like, I did feel bad about, you know, how she said she worked for tips, and how when I do people's makeup, I charge them, you know, the price that I do, and some of them do tip me pretty good, and then some, like, don't tip at all, and it's cool. Like, either way, you know, it's cool when you get a tip, and then it's cool when you don't. It's like, you know, I love what I do, so to me, it's like, it's okay. But that's why I tipped her, because I'm just like, you know what, I do it too. Like, I do people's makeup, and it is time consuming, and even though you do have, like, a set, you know, like, price, it is good to get, you know, tips. So that's why I did it. But yeah, it's just funny to me, like, even looking back at it. And, like, you know, when I went to Beauty Generation, there was a few of you who came up to me and were like, oh my god, like, yes, like, I had the same experience. And I was like, man, that's so sad that, like, some of them, not all of them, some Mac girls think that they're entitled to have an attitude or to be cocky. Because I'm just like, you know what? You know how cool that would be to have like the badge that says Mac, Sephora, wherever, you know, that's cool. To me, it's like, it took a lot to get there. So you should be humble. You should be nice. You should, you know, I don't know, your customer service should be good. Like, I get it, there's bitchy customers, and, you know, not all of them will be nice, but if they're being nice to you and they're coming at you correct, there's no reason why you gotta be snobby and act like, oh, no, I know what I'm doing. Okay, but you know what? The person sitting down, they might be knowing what they're doing too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me telling her that I had yellow undertones, it really wasn't that serious. So, yeah. And then her dipping her finger into the MAC highlight, I could have flipped out. I could have been like, oh, hell no. Like, you did just, no. Like, you know? But it was just like, it hurt. You know, it did. My poor baby. But it's just like, whatever, you know. Hopefully after her watching the video, like, she knows, like, okay, that's a no-no, because everyone was commenting también like, oh, hell no, like, that is nasty. And I just think that she was just too comfortable, I think. And she probably, well, because I sometimes do that, where like I open up and people just feel really comfortable around me, and I love that. Like, shoo, I love it. It's like, we're friends, we cool. But she was mean, so it was like, no, doors closed, like, we can't be cool, don't touch the highlight, no. But maybe that's why she did it. I keep trying to think, like, maybe this is why she did this, maybe. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. She should have been more professional, and I'm glad she's getting training, and I'm glad that the manager, you know, knew. I just wrote her a note, and I just told her, you know, this and this and this. But I honestly, I didn't have to write the note. I just wanted her to know, like, okay, yeah, she did the video because my friend said that she watched it and stuff, but it's different when someone tells you themselves, you know, or you get a letter or something like that, you know what I mean? It's different when someone comes to you and they talk to you. And that's what I made a mistake. I should have told her, but it would have just probably been bad, especially because, you know, the makeup wasn't really good, and I would have just been like really mad, you know what I mean? Like, it was good, it just wasn't, I just feel like she really didn't try. Like, I just feel like she just kind of like just rushed it because she was just annoyed, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm like really quiet when I meet, you know, new people, especially if they have like attitude or a guard up already. I'm quiet. I just try to sit back and just, you know, just see how that person's gonna interact and everything. And if you're gonna be nice, I'm gonna be even nicer. I will be your best friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But that's the little update on the MAC video that I did. Yeah. You guys left me some really good cheeseman stories though. Like, there was some that I was reading and I was just like, damn, like, are you serious? Like, it was just, there was just so many stories that you guys were leaving, and I was just like, man, like, people, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I don't know. But I'm probably not gonna be going to that MAC, especially because it's just like, it's just gonna be weird, like, me going there and like someone bring it up like, oh yeah, you're the one who did the video on so and so, and it's just like, whatever. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the update and the little cheeseman that we did talk about. But I hope you guys enjoyed the update, and hopefully I answered some of you guys' questions of why this and why that. But yeah, she's not going to be working on anyone anytime soon. Hopefully the training does help her, and she, you know, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe the other MAC girls or her employees are going to be like, hey, you better treat this one good because you never know, you know what I mean? People were saying like, oh, it's going to be funny if she does run into this video, and I'm just like, you know what, I never even thought about it, but hey boo. But just kidding. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the update. Te quiero mucho, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.